Okay, we got Anthony Yasha and Jamie Vernick, and they were detained by the Secret Service yesterday at a C.H.A.N.G.E event. If you guys want to tell your story.
Since you were the one that was going to ask the supposedly suspicious question.
Oh yeah, we just went there and we were going to go ahead and ask a question regarding the picture that C.H.A.N.G.E recently took at a recent event with a victim's sister that died in the Pentagon. And we were going to ask him if you'd care to comment about that. Unfortunately, we never got to the point of asking the question.
I'm Kevin Barrett. Tonight I'm talking with folks who are giving John McCain a hard time. Two of them are named Anthony. We just heard from Anthony H. From C.H.A.N.G.E, Ohio, who got a great question in to McCain on Wednesday night about McCain's ties to a group that was instrumental in creating PNAC, Project for a New American Century, a group that called for a new Pearl Harbor 1 year before 9/11, and certainly got it. So that's Anthony H., and right now we're talking with Anthony Jasa, or Anthony J., if you will, from We Are Change Minnesota. That's mnchange.org. Who just had a run-in with the Secret Service yesterday morning in Hudson, Wisconsin. You know, the Secret Service, Anthony, is probably starting to worry you, like how many of these We Are Change Anthonys are there out there? It's like in the end of V for Vendetta where everybody's saying, you know, I'm V, no, I'm V. So Anthony, you said that they interrogated you for over an hour, knowing full well that you're no threat, that, you know, you guys all posed in a friendly manner with McCain a year ago for a picture with your 9/11 Truth T-shirts on, that you've been following him around in a totally non-violent and non-harassing manner, just trying to ask him some questions, and yet they had to ask you, to interrogate you for an hour.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Kind of like Jamie said, it was kind of stupid, but they looked for any reason. I had a outstanding fine in Wisconsin that I forgot about, honestly, and they brought me down to Hudson, and from what Jamie was saying, they were actually going to just let me go and do a court date, and they wanted to interrogate me down at the station, and I was interrogated by Secret Service for probably at least an hour and a half.
An hour and a half interrogation? Like, what are they asking you? Do you know where Osama bin Laden is hiding?
No, it was more, they photocopied all the stuff I had in my wallet. They asked me about every object, including my library card, what kind of books I like to read or rent. Or
so they're worried about your literary taste?
Yeah.
That's your tax dollars at work, folks.
This is claiming that they returned my press passes.
Did they?
No.
The Secret Service?
Secret Service took them. The St. Croix police or sheriff here had no reason. They wouldn't have probably taken it, but the Secret Service wanted it. That's why.
So they
say they gave it back, but I don't have a press pass anymore.
They gave you back all your belongings after photocopying everything, except they did keep the press credentials, correct?
Yes, these are the three objects that they kept of mine. Yet claim that in this document here that they gave back to me.
It turned real quick, though. My girlfriend ended up coming to get me out, and where they were interrogating me and everything, and they proceeded to pull her aside and basically just started lying out their teeth about what was going on and saying that I was in the back room crying. And
wait a minute, they told your girlfriend that you were in the back room crying?
Yeah, and that
just to try and
real press or something doesn't cry, and that they're going to try to get me for forged documents saying my press passes weren't real, and they kept threatening that, but they didn't.
What a bunch of, I can't use the word on the radio, but to describe these people, that's your tax dollars at work, listeners. You're hiring these Secret Service dweebs to make jerks of themselves.
That's what it is.
And they're probably listening right now, and they probably know that I've sent a few humorous messages to the Secret Service that I just assume they have a sense of humor. But boy, it sounds like these guys are just not very pleasant people sometimes. This is insane. They're harassing you, telling your girlfriend nasty things. Oh boy.
The Secret Service agent also told her that she didn't have to come and speak with them if she didn't want to, but she insisted that she will speak to them. And they said it would be just 5 minutes, and they kept her at least 15, 20 minutes, just railing on her, Anthony's a liar, and Anthony's like, he's not what he amounts to be because he's trying to ask a question. And like I said, we didn't even get to the point of asking a question. I raised my hand at the event to ask a question, and after, like I said, about within 3 minutes of that coordinator woman for John McCain's staff came up to me and told me to go back into the bleachers of the where the media was being held, and I promptly did that. No questions asked. I went back and sat there and was patient and quiet after that, and just took a couple more pictures before the Secret Service tapped me on the shoulder and they took us out. And they promptly told us that we're both enrolled in a terror database because we were going to ask a question.
And you can tell the guy in the Secret Service recognized me from a McCain event. We actually didn't make it to the St. Paul one the night before, but he recognized me from a St. Paul event like 2 weeks ago, and that I wasn't a disturbance then either, and I caused no problems. And he's on the record saying, "Oh, I know that," and it's just ridiculous.
What was I doing in St. Paul?
You were just running security, I believe. It was something about lighters, like we couldn't bring lighters or something in.
I remember. I took your lighter.
Yeah. I was like, "Can I please get it back?"
I said to you, your lighter will be here when you come out.
And it was.
I remember.
That was me.
Okay, exactly. Okay, cool.
I'm not trouble.
You already know, I know that, but based on what I've seen in the past, you're not. But today we don't know, so we got to check it out.
Like I said, I was just hoping. I saw on the news last night that he took the time and did an interview with CBS, and it's just sad that they can let those guys just. I saw one of those guys just walking back and forth, and it's like I asked, it comes down to free, independent. We're not tied down by any corporate strings that are, oh, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that.
But you got to admit, I don't know you from Adam. I don't know your information from Adam, so what I'm doing is objective totally.
It's your job, man. You got a job.
We got to call, we have to respond to it, and as soon as we get clear, we'll get back in there. Seriously, I'm not going to get it. Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
It's
I've been enough with these
not
lyrics.
personal.
I just try to ask real questions, not softballs.
No. We can't comment on any of that.
I know what you're.
If they can do this to us, as Minnesota Change, they're going to look at other groups too. They're going to look at all the, the Code Pinks, the anti-war groups, and every other one that's looking for some answers, that's trying to bring some real information to the people. This was a First Amendment violation in every sense of the word. We weren't allowed to go ahead and speak our minds. We weren't allowed to go ahead and ask our questions. All this detainment and everything came long before that, and we weren't ruckus. We weren't loud. We weren't yelling anything at all. We weren't drawing attention towards ourselves. We were told that we could move freely throughout the press area to go ahead and take pictures, and that's what we did. So, like I said, I'm not getting on any other group. I'm not trying to tell any other group, but I basically agree with Anthony. Watch your backs, because they're out there and they're looking.
This was once a land of dreams, now these years have turned